get to watch, it's perfect timing. I can see clear, clarity diamonds, ice on the crew. Everybody shining, can't nobody stop me from grinding.
One weird fact about you. I like the big. One unpopular opinion.
I'm the best, most versatile linebacker in the conference.
Idolized football player you watched growing up.
I ain't really watched the football player growing up. I watched it when I became a senior, so I was at Simmons.
Biggest pet peeve.
Smacking.
Smacking what?
Food.
For sure. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. This is another episode of the No Laces Podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Adams, and I want to remind you that we have made some upgrades to the show. We are now on Apple Music and Spotify, so make sure to download, rate, and leave a comment on our show on Apple Music and Spotify. And now I'm going to throw it up to my partner with no laces.
All right, here today we have Tavare Brewton, 6'2", 215-pound, true freshman linebacker from the 912 right here in Savannah, Georgia. He was a Week 4 SIAC Newcomer of the Week. Led the team this season in tackles with 66, had 9 tackles for loss, and a sack. Thanks for joining us today, Tavare.
Thanks for having me.
So Tavare, tell us who you are. Give us a little background story of Tavare Brewton.
Well, I'm a 19-year-old, true freshman, played football here at Savannah State, born and raised from Savannah. I went out of high school for high school, graduated class 2022. You know what I'm saying? I stay with my mom, 3 brothers. 2 of my brothers stay with me, 1 on my dad's side. I'm a real family man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like being around my family a lot. I like, you know what I'm saying, spend quality time with my people. You know what I'm saying? I love football.
What inspired you to love the game of football?
Well, my mom and my granddaddy. Back in 2018, when my granddaddy died, my mama told me he used to one thing he loved to do was play football. So it was I wasn't really into football in 2018, but it seemed like my junior year, senior year, it just clicked. This is what I wanted to do. So I took it serious.
So would you say now that tragedy that happened in 2018 kind of rolled over into the reason you do it now or your why?
Yeah, 100%. I ain't gonna lie, if my granddaddy wouldn't have passed in 2018, I wouldn't be here right now because I wouldn't care for football. I used to play basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's when that happened, it just kind of took everything in me, and I found a way to release, anger and aggression that I have from trauma and all that.
And it's crazy that you say that because we actually share something in common. My granddad passed away in 2017, so I was 14 years old.
Yeah,
My freshman sophomore year, I was alright, but it was I really was on the bench.
Yeah,
but I was playing varsity.
Yeah.
Dropped 20 varsity. I'm like, I'm finna hoop. I'm training. I'm like, And then I kind of got better at football. And I always, as soon as my granddad passed away, I always developed the slogan, "Do it for Bobby." Everything I do it for him. So it was once I started to kind of get good at football, and then once I realized I had a future at it, I was like, I got a reason to do this. I got somebody from above looking down on me, so I gotta, I gotta make him happy. And then he also a reason why I want to do what I'm doing now, and that's kind of become a sports commentator and be on TV and talk about stuff like that. Because before he passed away, I didn't even notice. He used to always question me on what was going on in sports, and I had every answer. But I used to be like, why you ask? Every time I seen him, it was a new question. Who played tonight? Boom, 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 boom. And I'm giving him the answers. I'm feeding him the stats. But I never knew why he would ask me. Because sometimes he'd watch the game, sometimes he wouldn't. And then when I actually read the obituary, I realized that he was a sports commentator himself. So that kind of woke up my third eye. If you want to call it that. Okay, I'm supposed to be doing this, and I got a reason. I got a reason to go harder. So yeah, that's lit.
Other than that, what would you say the biggest piece of adversity you had to overcome in your life?
My dad, to be honest. My dad being in and out of jail, things happening to him while he is in jail, and him getting out, dealing with depression and drinking a lot and doing stuff like that. Me just overcoming that. And, it was nice, my whole life, my first time my dad seen me play football was homecoming last year, ever. So it was him seeing me out there, I see how happy it made him. So it was just keep going, keep pushing forward. No matter what he go through, you got to get your stuff done. You know what I'm saying?
How did watching him go through that, how did that affect you?
It was a point in time I fell into depression, but it was just as I got older, it was like, I can't do nothing about what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't sit here and dwell on what he going through and stop my whole life from moving because I'm sad or upset. So I just kind of built myself to where it was like, just push harder. Like, let football be your outbreak. What's the word for it?
Outlet.
Your outlet, yeah, let football be your escape.
So just speaking on that, how are you doing mentally today?
Better. I'm doing better for real, for real. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Some things wrong, some things. You know, everybody go through stuff. But it's like, at the end of the day, you gotta push through it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your mental state, like, I'm just on y'all, like, don't let your mental stop you from doing nothing. Like, push through it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna get brighter at the end of the day. The grass green is always green on the other side. And that's one saying you know what I'm saying? I stuck to it because it's the truth. Like, it was one point in time I thought I was going to school. You know what I'm saying? But then the same camp I was at the other day, it gave me an opportunity to play here.
All right, kind of last thing on that, what advice are you personally, like when you feel like you're going into pressure or you feeling down, like what do you do to, like do you talk, have you ever talked about it or do you just compartmentalize it inside?
It's just like, it's inside. Like, I don't really talk about it because like, I never really would talk about it. So it's like, if something wrong with me, I might go, you know what I'm saying, listen to music. Music is also my escape. Like, I like listening to music. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, I really don't, mentally, when the season around, I'm perfectly fine. It's more so after the season when football is said and done.
I'm actually two like follow-up questions to that. Well, the first one's not really a question. It's kind of like what you said about how you look at the grass being greener on the other side, and it's like it's always a light at the end of the tunnel, whether you see it or not. If you're going through something, you just gotta always think of that outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when one door closed, another one open, or when you get to a hurdle, eventually it's a finish line, and then you're gonna be triumphant. But you said you like to like kind of listen to music. I know me personally, I love my AirPods. That's like one of my. That's one of my prized. I got in my pocket right now. Like, that's one of my prized possessions, and it's like I just love listening to music. So, what kind of music are you into when you, not just in general, but when you are down in the dumps, rather, or like when you kind of feeling depressed?
I ain't gonna lie, like, people think I listen to rap all day. I listen to ADELE, and you know what I'm saying. I listen to I listen to singing music sometimes when I'm down. Instead of just harmonize, instead of just straight rap. I might just listen to like a smoother beat. So like, cause like it ain't, I like rap, but it's like, that's not all I want to hear all day.
Nice. Favorite ADELE song?
What's it called?
Hello?
No, Set Fire.
Oh,
That one, Set Fire, my favorite.
You put me on. I gotta listen to it.
Yeah, listen to it.
I always like
Rolling Deep
Okay,
too.
yeah, I know that song.
Fire,
I know that song. I do know that song.
Set Fire, you gotta listen to Set Fire. You gotta listen to what she's saying. She's saying something.
When she made that whole album, like she was in the studio for like weeks, months.
Yeah.
Just couldn't think. Then
Heartbreak happened.
She got in the studio, started writing.
She made that
You know what they say? They say like people that have writer's block, or like especially songwriters, not just people who write about anything like punch-in artists, but like people who actually put some thought into their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they develop writer's block, and they don't know they just can't think of what to put down on paper or what to put on the mic. It's always when they go through something or when something happened in their life where it's like, boom, that's their therapy. That's how our football is our outlet. When we going through something, that's their outlet. Like YK Osiris, he did what he did. Everybody saw it. We don't have to speak on that. Everybody know what was right, what was wrong. But he posted a video, whether people think it's funny or not, because people like to laugh at him. He posted a video when he was like had all the sheets of paper balled up and he was just stumping on the floor because he didn't know what to write about. Then a couple of days later, he came with a little song. And if you listen to the song and not just joke because it's YK Osiris, you listen to what he's saying, you like, okay, like this tough. So
I ain't fine. Tory Lanez did too.
Exactly.
When Tory Lanez did that thing with Megan, that whole album. Like, and when I listened to his album, he was talking like it's like one of the first songs on there. He was real deal telling like what was going on and why it was happening. So like I don't just listen to music. I actually listen to music for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously it's just been a year, but how do you feel like you've grown on and off the field from high school to now?
Man, I ain't gonna front, like high school. I was a role player like forever. Like I was never the top dog. Like how I was leading the team this year, something I never did in my life. This is my first time leading the team. Because like my junior year I had like 28 tackles. Senior year I had like 33. You know what I'm saying? So it was like me just coming in and not knowing the game. I was just playing football. But since, you know what I'm saying, I came to college, you know, more film and understand the game more, I developed better as a player on and off the field, because being around, you know, people from different age frames, see how different people act, it helped me like develop more of a man personality, because not having like my dad, you know what I'm saying, I had to teach myself how to be a man. So with the help of my mother, of course, but you know, one thing I always say, a woman cannot teach a boy how to be a man, because she don't know how to be a man herself. So, you know what I'm saying, just being surrounded by certain people that actually care about what you got going on, you know what I'm saying, it helps become on and off the field.
What would you say the most important factor outside of the green grass, outside of football, what was the most important factor in you maturing as a young man and as a football player?
My little brother. I feel like I had to step up, because my brother went to school, you know, he go to school in Columbus. So it's like I had to step up and show him this is what you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit around and expect something to happen. You got to get up and go make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he don't understand it yet because he's still young. But it's like I just want to instill that in his head, like, because you know what I'm saying. Not saying, you know, everybody go through their thing, but like me and my brothers, you know what I'm saying. Like my little brother don't really, you know, his father ain't in the house, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me, I just try to take on the father role and teach him. I'm saying certain things.
Try to lead by example.
Yeah.
So back to the green grass. Who would you compare your game to that's in the NFL right now?
Isaiah Simmons. 100%. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm the most versatile linebacker in the conference. I'm the most versatile linebacker you will come across. That's the real spiel. I got something in store for y'all. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna get real lit this year. Like we finna be turned.
Don't say too much.
I ain't gonna say too much. I'm just letting you know though, like, we
Hey,
real turn.
I feel that.
Like,
I feel
real,
that.
like, we turn. Like, y'all don't understand.
I definitely feel that more than you know, because we happen to be on the same team. So he's speaking for the choir, basically. And you kind of answered the next question we got for you, which is, what are your goals for the upcoming season?
I'm gonna give you 10 goals. I'm gonna give you individual goals. 10 goals, stay undefeated, win the conference. We went out Division II, period.
Sound good to me.
Personal goals, 120 plus tackles, all SHAQ, Defensive Player of the Year.
Switching gears a little bit here, what advice would you have to young linebackers in high school right now?
Now be patient, bro. Like, be patient, stay focused, and stay focused while being patient. What I mean by that is, when I was young, I had a tendency, you know what I'm saying, of being patient, but I lose complete focus. Like, I'd be thinking about football one day, and the next day, I don't even care about football. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just stay focused. Like, run your own race. Like, stop trying to compete with your friends and other people. Because everybody got their own time. And, like, a lot of people, you know, some people get offers when they first get into high school. Some people don't get it until they leave. Like, so just run your own race. Don't try to compare yourself to nobody else, you know what I'm saying? Work hard, grind. If you grind, it's going to come out, it's going to show, you know what I'm saying? Hard work beats talent, and that's the real spiel. And to the linebackers, like, study the game, like, watch football.
You made a great point as to everybody run their own race, because like everybody start from the start line,
Yeah.
right? And then it's like in high school, you got some of them kids who like they was like that. Middle school, high school, they was like that. So when the race start, they out here.
Yeah.
We out here, and from a high school kid standpoint, you probably thinking you don't see the bigger picture because you just in high school. So it's not until you get to college and you actually see, okay, but if you looking at the smaller picture, because you really don't know what's on the other side of that yet. You just seeing what's in front of you, which is I'm in high school and these the boys that's killing,
right,
these the boys that's going crazy, and I'm kind of like trying to do what I can, but I'm
there.
not right there yet.
That's
you know
because,
what I'm saying?
and what people don't understand is, I ain't gonna lie, like, I done seen, like, on some real spill, And I'ma say it like me and my dogs, like me, Smooth, Bubba, like a lot of us are ahead of people that was ahead of us when the race started. You know what I'm saying? Like we hiding a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, that they had above us when we was in high school. And I'm not throwing no shade to nobody, no nothing like that, but it's like things changing, like, you know what I'm saying? Now we the top dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing wrong with it, but it's life.
People forget that the turtle won the race.
Turtle won that race.
The turtle won the race, but back to like the main point. Honestly, I agree with everything you said, because from a high school kid, you probably thinking like they better than me, and it's easy for you to kind of just, I wouldn't say get depressed, but kind of be like, man, I ain't with all this sports stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be something else when I grow up, because obviously it ain't that. And then as you get older, you mature, and then like you mature into your athleticism, you mature into what other people saw in you, maybe not what you saw in yourself.
Yeah.
So the doors that God opened for you were a little later on in life, and it kind of works out in your favor, because you get to see how everybody else was doing it and where they messed up at. So now when you pass them in the race, kind of like how Usain Bolt, he always start off slow, but then that stride open up.
Yeah.
So when you get to the middle of that 100, that 40, 60 meter mark, that's when you start to see, okay, boom, this is what I gotta do, this is what I gotta do, this is what I gotta do. Now when you're on that home stretch, it's like, you feel me? Now I'm in first place.
And I like that you mentioned God, because I ain't gonna front. God is the reason for everything. Real spirit, like anything wrong, talk to God. Like I ain't gonna you might not, you know what I'm saying, to the young ones, y'all might not have them offers right now. Y'all might not have, you know what I'm saying, everything y'all want. Y'all might not be no 4-star, no 3-star. But it's like, and it's like just trust God. And everything ain't about D1. I'm gonna tell y'all that. Like everything about D1. That's what kids nowadays don't realize. Cause D1 is so, you know what I'm saying, so brought up and showed in the world. Like it's not all about going D1. It's nothing wrong with going D2, nothing wrong with going D3. At the end of the day, it's about getting your education.
Definitely. I saw a post today where it said JUCO, D3, D2, D1, it does not matter. It's high schools in all 50 states, which means it's tons of high school football players. Out of 100%, guess how many of that percent go on to play college football?
5, something like that.
7%. 7%. So to be of that 7%, you're just grateful in itself, because a lot of people, their road ends at high school. Yeah. And then our road was fortunate. God blessed us to play college football. And another thing about that is, with social media and HBCU'S getting so much notoriety, NFL coaches and scouts, they're looking at HBCU'S more, because they want to see the next Shannon Sharp. They want to see the next Jerry Rice. You know, people, Walter Payton, people like that. So if you just play and dominate wherever you at, the NFL coaches are going to find you. Let's talk about NFL players. Top 5 NFL players at your position.
You got Bobby, of course. Fred Warner. You know, I got to go Isaiah. Another one I was messing with, I got to go Kenneth Murray. Like, he part of the reason I want to win 9. You know what I'm saying? But it's the reason why I went 9, my granddaddy. But like, when I see him in 9, he was sparking in Oklahoma. I mess with that 9. I like Eric Kendricks. I like Eric Kendricks.
Chargers,
yeah. I like Eric Kendricks.
Is Isaiah Simmons he's not a safety to you?
He's a B.
He's a U? Interesting.
All right. I'll go ahead and go with my list. I got Fred Warner, Mario Davis, Devin White.
I forgot about Devin.
Levante Davis and Bobby Wagner.
Levante Davis.
I forgot about them two. Them two some dogs.
Yeah.
Like I really like Devin White.
Devin White, his sideline to sideline
speed
speed is crazy, but it's no way y'all forgot to name 2 people.
Who's that?
And y'all named a guy. Actually, y'all didn't name 3 people. And how can we go to HBCU without naming an HBCU linebacker? Fred Warner, number 1. Demario Davis, number 2. I'm gonna go Shaquille Leonard at 3. Y'all forgot Roquan Smith. Smith at 4. Yeah. And at 5, another sideline to sideline speedster. I'm gonna go Pat Queen.
I don't like what you saying, Roquan Smith.
Why?
Maybe because I'm a Browns fan. We'll just leave that alone. And
you got to give it to him. Roquan,
it's Darius Leonard. You said Shaquille Leonard.
Don't they call him that?
I ain't never heard that.
For real? Shaq Leonard. Shaquille Leonard.
Shaquille Leonard.
Yeah. Darius Leonard. Shaquille. I think that's his nickname. You know, Jay and Smooth.
Talk about the list. Like, who was the three you was talking about? Some three backers from the HBCU'S.
You talking about Darius?
I was naming one from the HBCU.
Darius
that we
Leonard.
forgot.
And you put Queen and
Roquan, the two Ravens
Roquan.
linebackers. I think they might have the best linebacking core in the league is probably 49ers and Ravens.
I think I
'Cause they
probably
got-
could put Darius on my list, but I'll have to see. I'll probably, I guess I have to take out DeMario.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
I'm saying, cause you know, I mean, obviously Bobby Odie, but I'm not taking him off. Levante David, no. Devin White definitely not coming
Yeah,
off. And then you got Fred Warner. So,
Respect. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, the list is valid. It's hard to make a top 5. But if I had to take one off your list, it's Bobby Wagner. Y'all holding on to that ring. Y'all holding on to them Seahawks days.
That's what it is. And we is holding to Seahawks Day because he's not the same guy he was on Seahawks.
Still good.
He's still good, but he's not
playing
the same
smarter
guy.
now.
Yeah.
I got a question, Jay. Give me your top 5 quarterbacks and your top 5 receivers in the league right now.
My top 5 quarterbacks in no order. In no order. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Top 5 receivers in the league right now, in no specific order. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs.
I thought you forgot my dog for a second, bro.
I would
you-
say Tyreek Hill because you need a speedster, but it's like if you got them receivers who could just
Get open.
get open,
That's all you
you
need.
don't need all that.
Yeah,
speed.
like,
That's
yeah.
it. So yeah,
we're about to throw it up
with no laces.
and go inside the meeting room. So, Tavare, what moment took you from being the backup third string in camp to starting a full season? Do you remember?
Watching, like, I ain't gonna front Smooth. Smooth, like, he could really click it for me. Cause like, I ain't gonna front. Me and Jay, like, Jay used to have a conversation, tell me like, bro, you can come here and play, like, real deal. Like, you could text me like, you come here and play. And when I had to sit out due to that, ineligibility and all that, it was just like watching them play was like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And then me playing to the ability I didn't know I could play at, it kind of, it made me comfortable. When throughout the season, I got real comfortable. So like now it's like next season I'm not coming in with nervousness and nothing like that. I'm coming in like I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying?
You got that year under your belt.
Yeah, I got a year under my belt, so it's like I'm comfortable. Like I'm finna have that swagger now.
And then you tapped the potential you didn't know you had at all.
I never thought I'd get that. Like I never thought I'd get over 40 tackles. Real tough. Like my first few games, I was getting like 3-4 tackles. I thought that was real good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then when I started getting 9, and, you know what I'm saying, numbers like that, it was like I can be that guy. You know what I'm saying?
What I was specifically referring to, because in my mind, what I was specifically referring to is the second scrimmage. So really, a lot of times it take one moment to flash, like from a coach's standpoint. Because once you see that flash, now you know what they could be. So now it's your job to get them to that point consistently. But I think you had a big 6.
Yeah.
And then just like everything, just the way you was fitting everything, it just kind of clicked. So my next point, how important is it to be coached by somebody that you feel that cares about you?
I'm front like that. You need that. That's something you need to have. Like if your coach don't care about you, you're not gonna care about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if your coach don't care about what you got going on, who you are as a player, and on and off the field, you're gonna be like, man, he don't care about me. What am I here for? You know what I'm saying? And when you have the coach that actually cares about you and gonna sit down and no matter how you feel about it, he gonna tell you the real spiel, it's gonna click. Like you're gonna feel like, okay, he cares for me, he wanna see me win, he wanna see me to my best of my ability. So once you get a coach like that, that's also a click for you. Like having a support system is a click. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so to go a little bit behind the curtain, I'll probably say this past season, me and you personally have had some highs and some lows. What would you say my coaching style is, and how do you like to be coached?
I don't see why, like me, you gotta coach me hard. Like, it's the real spill. Like, you sit there and just talk to me nice, I'm not gonna listen. Cause it's like, when somebody talk to me all soft and nice and stuff, it's like, I'm not taking them serious. like serious, like, you a grown man, why you talking that nice to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real spill though. But like, when a coach, like, on me, like, he like, do this. You don't need to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fort Valley game. Me and you talking the whole before that game. We went live and all. You know what I'm saying? Halftime, you said nothing to me.
Y'all went live on the ground?
Yes.
Before the game.
I said, when we win this, we get right back on live. On God.
That's great. Everybody had a feeling that game. Everybody knew we was gonna win that game.
I don't know.
I just knew. Like, on the way there, I'm like, bro,
we gonna win.
We finna win today. I just knew it. That's crazy.
Like, Fort Valley game, you said nothing to me, and that's all it took. Cause every game, you know, you would come to me and ask me what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But that one game, I missed so many tackles. That half, I had what? 1 to 2 tackles. We walked in. I said, "Moss, what's going?" You looked at me. You kept walking. I said, "All right, I know what that means." So I ended with 11 that game. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Having a coach, me knowing I disappointed you in a way due to my play style. You know what I'm saying? It kind of pushed me to be a better player and do better.
All right. You kind of touched on like a lot, just your advice to high school and different things like that. But obviously in high school, you have, you got school throughout the day. You might practice for a couple hours, read a little bit, but some schools you don't really read. You read other ways. But so I feel like it's a pretty big adjustment. But how would you say, what does it take to be a good college linebacker? Because everybody not gonna be good, and it's not because of talent. It's more because of doing the extra stuff. Mine is also, so just talk about kind of the extra stuff. I mean, it don't even have to apply with just linebackers.
You ain't got no mental, like, if your mind ain't set on wanting to do this, don't do it. Real, you gotta want to play college football, to do college football. You gotta get up in the morning. You got meetings to go to when you don't feel like it. You might have class one day, and as soon as you get out of class, you might be tired. You gotta go to a meeting an hour later. You ain't got time for none of that, because if you late to that meeting, then it's a problem. So it's like, the adjustment from high school to college was a big adjustment for me. Like, trying to get used to waking up early in the morning, you know what I'm saying, and being in meetings on time. Because in high school, we didn't really meet. Like, we'd go lift weights and go to the field. Like, we watch film for 10 minutes, and then that's about it. There wasn't nothing too much that we could do.
Explain to the viewers, like back at home, the distractions that come with that rigorous schedule of being a college football athlete, but the distractions also.
Number one distraction is the people around you. Like, surround yourself around the right people. If you're not around the right people with the right mindset, it's going to distract you 100%. 2, these girls, don't get too caught up into these girls, because there ain't nothing, like, they can't too much do nothing for you. 3, not just the people around you, the things around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say going to a HBCU, you're going to see some things. Like, everything ain't pretty. You know what I'm saying? People do things, people do this. So it's like the things around, you have to kind of either separate yourself from it or adjust to having it around, but knowing how to be disciplined within yourself to, you know what I'm saying, know what and what not to do.
So let me ask you this, because you probably had to deal with a lot of things a lot of people never had to deal with, like maybe you, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, y'all in the same boat.
Yeah.
You come to college, you're a true freshman, and you start in linebacker, face on magazines, you know, like, you the man.
Mm-hmm.
You said girls can be a distraction. So how did you kind of manage to eliminate them from distracting?
Or did you?
It's a mix of both. I'll keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? I never really let a girl distract me from what I want to do. Like, I can have a girl, but then when it's time for me to flip that switch into business, it's business. So it's like, me personally, like, I ain't gonna front, like, the kind of girl, like, you know what I'm saying, I look for is a girl that understand, like, what I got going on. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, knowing how to, you won't have all my time, because football got all my time. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, pushing myself, like, not really dealing with certain people, that helped, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I done dealt with some people, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't no good for me. But it is what it is, you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying?
All right. My next question is, how do you fight complacency when everybody's telling you how good you are? For example, right? We talked about you got SIAC Player of the Week. All right, we was practicing, and you was practicing like BS.
Like I was that man.
Yeah. So I gave you a little reality check. You know, called you out about it. And you practice better. Other example, you touched on it a little bit. Against Fort Valley, you had 11 tackles in that game, right? But you graded out terrible, like below average. So it's like, how do you, in one instance, and obviously I do grade Coach R, but I mean that's for where I see you, your potential, where you can go. That's my job to get the best out of you. But how do you balance? On one hand, you feel like the man, everybody like, oh, Tavare, this, that, and then you come to the beat room and you play like shit. You know, how do you?
Humbling experience. Like you got to be humble. Like if you get too big headed, that's when you're gonna lose everything. It's a real spell. Like once you think you this and that, and you think you too much of this, and you bigger than what you are, and you bigger than the team, that's when you're gonna mess everything up. Cause I ain't gonna, football is a team game. Like you need the people around you to play football. You can't beat 11 men by yourself. So when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, what's it called? Distributing or balancing what people say and what you know what I'm saying, how you play, is just, of course you're gonna have people like that in your corner that's gonna boost you up, you know, like your teammate. But you need somebody in your corner that's gonna tell you, oh, you played a horrible game. Even though you had 11 tackles, you grade out 30%. You missed this assignment, this assignment. Because football is about, it's a game of seconds and inches. If I don't feel that hole the right way, they're gonna break for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So having somebody that's gonna be on you and tell you whether they might tell you, oh, you had a good game after the game, but when they sit down and watch the film and they sit there and tell you, like, he done send out a graded sheet every week. I'm like, man, I played real good that game. I'm waiting for the grade to come out. I look on the sheet, I got a 45. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, I gotta go on the film and figure out what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Touching back bases on what you said about that practice. I was practicing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting around laughing at practice all day, you know what I'm saying? Joking around, playing horrible. And he got on me that one practice. I had a good game. But at the end of the day, I had a good game, but I still graded out low. So it's like, it's things I need to work on for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, the little things. Filling my hole. Technique. Getting low. Like, when you understand your weaknesses, that's when you become a better player for real.
And then kind of to wrap up this portion of the interview, how has your mindset changed? And just to peel it back a little bit, obviously when you first got here, being late, meetings or practice or whatever like that, kind of missing, like, you being a freshman, you know?
Yeah.
And you kind of had to grow up quick. So from where you was when you came in to where you are now, which obviously that comes with putting more responsibility on you, being more of a leader. Obviously you're just a sophomore, but like they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you say over time your mentality has grown, or you matured or grew up?
I'm mature for sure. Just the mentality, like, I went from wanting to be, like, not caring what time I show up. You know what I'm saying? I could be the last one to walk in. I could walk in a minute before and not care. To now I have to be one of the first ones in the meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we meet with the LBs, I need to be 15, 20 minutes early. So me and you can discuss. You know what I'm saying? When we meet with a team, I need to be 15, 20 minutes early. And seeing, like, whenever, like, seeing people that have the same role as you, start role as me, they're in the meeting sitting down and they watching me walk in, like, why you walking in this late? it made me like, okay, maybe I need to start growing up and maturing and realizing I'm part of the standard. You know what I'm saying? So being part of the standard, I have to set the standard.
Another thing you could do, honestly, because you want to grow into that leadership role, because the talent is there, obviously. True freshman, lead a team in tackles. Like, the accolades speak for itself. Another thing that you could do to kind of just like take that next step is the leadership. And leadership is it's an easy thing to say, but it's harder to do because everybody's style of leadership different. Sometimes you got somebody who's a little quiet, so now they cool with everybody. They not trying to be the enforcer because they ain't trying to have people in the talking like, what he talking about, man? I ain't listening to him. And you got the people who lead by example. But in order to be an efficient leader, you got to find a happy medium and figure out how to do both. And another thing I can say to you, like one thing that helped me and to like try to help become a leader is not just sit in the quarterback meeting. You got to sit in the O-line meeting. You got to sit in the receiver meeting. You got to sit in the running back meeting because, of course, yeah, you the quarterback, but you got to know what all the other 10 people on offense are supposed to be doing. So if you at practice, because you at practice trying to get everything right for the game, if such and such mess up doing this, you need to, hey, make sure you do this down the third. If somebody mess up on this side of the field, hey, make sure you do this down the third, and have the accountability to fix your own mistakes and still be coachable at the same time, but just to be an extended voice for your own coach. So, of course, you're going to be a leader amongst the leaders in the linebacker room, but sometimes go in there and watch film with the DBs. Sometimes go in there and watch film with the D-line. So now, once you master what you got to do and help with the linebackers, you know what everybody else is supposed to be. So you kind of be like a quarterback of the defense, you know, and be that captain.
And due to, you know what I'm saying, the transfer portal, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, we lost our leader. You know what I'm saying? The dude that knew everything, that was calling shots, he gone. So now I feel like I should have been stepped up, or I have to step up, and I have to be the voice of the defense. So like, you gave me another point of view when you said go to the DB meetings and safety meetings and the D-line meetings. That'll also help me.
Before we go today, what's one message you would have to the viewers for them to take home, or just to keep in their back pocket?
Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody gonna believe you. It don't matter what it is. If it's getting a job, playing the sport, you know what I'm saying, taking care of somebody, to believe in yourself. Have faith you can do anything you want to do. Because the moment you don't have faith the moment you think you can't do something, is the moment you're going to fail. Right? Try to get can't out your vocabulary. Don't say I can't do this. Be like, I will do this. I will try to do this. Like, you fail if you don't try. Real spill. 100% of shots you don't. 100%. You gonna miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Shoot for the stars, land on the moon. However they say it. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Let's go, gang.
This has been another episode of the No Laces podcast. Don't forget that we are now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So please, 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 it will help us. Leave a download, rate, and review on the show. Don't forget, we wildin', we clowning, no laces, but we still styling.
Look at the watch, it's perfect timing. I can see clear, clarity diamonds, ice on the crew. Everybody shining, can't nobody stop me from grinding.